All right, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since the last video. And in today's video, I actually want to talk about a new short-term rental that I've just launched. So for those of you who follow this channel, you know I talk a lot about my stock market investments, specifically with Composer. And then also a lot of times I allude to my long-term rentals, which is 24 in Tampa. And I actually just picked up my first short-term rental. It's a fascinating story, actually. This is a property that I used to own. I owned it from 2012 to 2016. At that time, it wasn't a rental. It's a 40-acre property in the Brushy Mountains of North Carolina. It has a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, over 3,000 square feet. And I timbered certain areas. I planted a vineyard. I planted a blueberry orchard, and there was already an existing black truffle orchard. There's a stream on the property with waterfalls throughout, so it's a very, very picturesque. One of the most beautiful places that I've been to personally. I'm just enthralled with the mountains of Northwest North Carolina. And like I said, this is actually in the Brushy Mountains, which is an isolated spur of the Blue Ridge. So anyways, I owned it from 2012 to 2016. I sold it in 2016 for a couple different reasons. It was a lot of back and forth to South Florida, and just a couple other situations where I really wasn't in a position in my life where I would be able to spend as much time as I wanted there. So I sold it, just focused on my investing from 2016 until now. And then actually the person who I sold it to actually was selling it, and he had reached out to me about a year ago, and I wasn't ready at that point to consider it. But I reached out to him, I want to say sometime in June, and we started talking. We kind of came to terms, and I drove up there, visited. I went back a second time, and I said to myself, well, if I do this, it's going to be a little different than the last time, which is last time I wanted to spend kind of the 6 or 7 months in North Carolina, and then 5 or 6 months here in South Florida. This time, if I do it, it's going to be a short-term rental. It's going to be an Airbnb, a VRBO. So I kind of went into it knowing that was the play, and it's something maybe I would use on the short term, but not ideally as before of these long-term stays. I wanted to turn it into a business. I wanted to turn it into an asset, not a liability. For those of you familiar with Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, I wanted it to be an asset, or at the worst case, a break even. And so I actually closed on, I want to say, August 8th. I believe I signed the papers, and I've been working since August 8th until actually I went live on Airbnb October 8th. So pretty much 2 months. I started living there. Literally, before I had furniture, I had a mattress on the floor. I actually injured my knee because of that, because I was trying to get up off the mattress, and it put a lot of pressure on my knee. And then I was doing work. I was dealing with different contractors and workers, and redoing the driveway, the formal garden, doing new floors in the house, appliances. So it was a lot of work to kind of get it, what I would term as Airbnb ready. But I did it. And actually, this weekend, the Wandering Nights, it's Corey and Jason. They have a really cool YouTube channel, and they live in Raleigh, and they focus on a lot of traveling in North Carolina. And I think they've done some things in Virginia, but mainly kind of North Carolina focused. They've done some cool things in Boone and at the Biltmore and Asheville. And so they were just like the perfect couple, the perfect people to film. And they're my first overnight guests, and they're there right now as I'm doing this video. So they're there filming this weekend. So they should have a film in the next few weeks of their stay, doing different restaurants and wineries. And what's really cool about this place too is it's really in this developing wine country of North Carolina, the Acre Valley. And there's a lot of different vineyards. Raffaldini Vineyards is one that I like, and Stardust Sellers actually have a partnership with. Actually, that's the guy I purchased the property from. So we developed something where anyone that stays at Bramabella actually gets a free wine tasting at Stardust Sellers, which is pretty cool for both him and for the guests, because he gets more traffic. People will buy wine and mead, and then it's just a little perk for the guests. So this area is a really fun area. Lots of hiking opportunities and so on and so forth. So yeah, so let's get into it. I just want to show you some pictures here and go through it that way. So let's click here. And this actually was taken when I first owned it. We used to do weddings. So this is actually from a wedding on the property. Let's do it this way and just kind of do it. So I have 100 pictures here. This was, again, when I previously owned it. We had a photographer there do this one. This is Heather Powell at Prime Real Estate. So if you're looking to do real estate photos in that area, she's great. She did an amazing job. We didn't really have photos of the interior before. We had a lot of exterior. So it was great to get her to come in and do a lot of the interior. But this is the formal garden that we built. Just really charming with the white tables. You can sit there and look up in the hillside and in this formal garden area here and have lunch or a glass of wine or tea or coffee. Again, that's the main waterfall area. This is a picture I actually took when I was there. This is a cell phone photo. This isn't a professional one, but I just loved it. It was September 11th I took this, so just about a month ago when I was walking around the property, and sort of an aerial view. I love this photo. This one I'll probably get blown up into a work of art with the Fracture Me website, where you can turn photographs into art, wall art. Just really love that flagstone. That was done by a gentleman, Adam Sturgill. He did a lot of the stonework and the garden work on the property, a local guy in Wilkes County. But the stonework he did with the flagstone is very impressive. You can see we have a little waterfall, fountain there in the pond, porch. It's the home. And like I said, it's 2 stories. It's a 5.3. It's 3,000 square feet. It's bigger than my house in Boca, so and again, you see that beautiful flagstone. This is at night with all the string lights and the solar lights. And so you can see we redid the house, put that apron sink, stainless steel, all new appliances. Love that old timey floor. I mean, see, that's very North Carolina. Like here in Boca, our design is, South Florida, modern looking, but the North Carolina mountains, those floors are just like the perfect statement for that area. I juxtapose that again with some of the stainless steel appliances to give it a kind of contemporary, modern, upscale feel. Brand new furniture we put in. And I'll leave a link, obviously, down in the description if you want to book it. What's cool is I've only been live since October 8th, October 9th, and I already have 4 bookings on the platform and 1 off platform through friends. And so I have almost $5,000 in bookings, which is really, really exciting, especially putting this much energy into the property. So you see this fireplace here. The upstairs, all new fans. So just kind of clicking through. Master bedroom there. Brand new furniture, all that. So it was a lot. It was a lot just on a capital basis, as well as just the time to get all this organized and so on and so forth. And just want to show this. So this is a downstairs fireplace. They're both electric fireplaces. It looks real, but obviously for liability, I don't want like real fireplaces there. The upstairs one throws heat, but this is stone from the property and black walnut from the property. So really kind of an authentic feel on the downstairs, brand new floors. So yeah, this just kind of gives you, and this is a game room with the foosball and the board games. So we kind of put that in for kids. Yeah, so let's do this. Let me show, this is a video that Heather Powell at Prime Real Estate Photography did. And let me minimize my screen. And let's go ahead and play this. Now, so I showed you some interior. This is really going to showcase the exterior and the stream and waterfalls of the 40 acres. It's another thing. One of the projects that we did is we actually carved two pathways on the property. This one, Arcadia, starts at the house and takes you through the woods, kind of a fairy tale setting with a curvature pathway, and goes through the woods, empties in the parking pad, and that empties into the stream waterfall area. And then we actually carved an area adjacent to the stream. We're able to walk hundreds, if not thousands, of feet adjacent to the stream and see the whole series of waterfalls. That one's Eden, and that one's even more impressive than this. So that's kind of the main waterfall area there. And you can see the previous few seconds, the stone staircase, hand-built stone staircase. So you can kind of walk down and look up at that. But this is probably the most beautiful area of the whole estate, the waterfall area. So that's pretty cool. Heather flew the drone up, and you can see over in here the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I just wanted to kind of discuss it and give you guys a general sense on it. And if you are going to be in the North Carolina mountains, you want to get away, the link will be down here. And just as far as from an investing standpoint, again, I wanted to diversify from long-term rentals, my stock holdings, and it's an area of the country that I love. So yeah, it just kind of made sense. We'll see the next few years how it plays out. But like I said, I have about $5,000 in bookings, 5 different bookings. 4 in the AirBNB platform. I haven't listed on VRBO yet, which I will in the next week or so. But yeah, so any questions on that, let me know. If you enjoyed it, I'll actually, probably my next video, I'm going to be doing another composer video. Some really interesting things are going on in the Discord that with Garrett Phillips and Derek Nielsen, those guys. Just some fascinating symphonies are being created. So I want to address that. But all right, well, that's it for today. Take care. Ciao.